In a small village lived a poor but hard-working farmer. Every morning, he woke up before sunrise, plowed his field, and watered the crops. Even though he worked tirelessly, his earnings were small. Many villagers mocked him, saying, "What is the use of so much work? You will always remain poor." But the farmer never paid attention. With a smile, he always replied, "Hard work never goes to waste. One day, patience and wisdom will bring true success." Near his land lived a rich landlord who owned huge fields and cattle. Unlike the farmer, the landlord was arrogant and full of pride. He always tried to show the farmer as weak and unimportant. The farmer, however, had faith that a day would come when wisdom would speak louder than wealth. The landlord often boasted about his wealth. He wore fine clothes, rode a decorated horse, and spoke rudely to the poor. Whenever he saw the farmer, he laughed and said, "Your hard work is nothing compared to my riches. Money rules the world, not effort." The farmer remained calm, silently listening. Inside, he whispered to himself, "Arrogance never lasts forever. One day, wisdom and patience will win." The landlord enjoyed humiliating others. He thought that without money, people had no value. But deep down, the villagers began noticing that the landlord's pride was heavier than his kindness. The contrast between the farmer's humility and the landlord's arrogance was becoming clear. Every day, the farmer worked on his land with determination. He plowed with oxen, planted seeds with care, and watered them with his own hands. Children from a village sometimes came to play near his field. He would smile and teach them small lessons. Always remember, children, nothing grows without effort. Work hard and wait patiently. Fruits will come in time. The children admired his words, even though they didn't fully understand them yet. Despite his small resources, the farmer never complained. He was poor in wealth, but rich in hope. His strength came from his belief that honest work always finds a reward. One afternoon, the landlord stopped by the farmer's field. With a proud smile, he said loudly, "Farmer, if you think your wisdom is greater than my wealth, let us have a contest. If you defeat me, I will give you part of my land. But if you lose, your land will be mine." The villagers gasped in shock. The farmer calmly replied, "Very well. But the contest will be in front of everyone, so no one can deny the result." The landlord laughed confidently, certain of his victory. The news spread quickly through the village, and everyone prepared to witness this unusual challenge between wisdom and pride. The next morning, the entire village gathered in the square. Men, women, and children came to watch. Some villagers worried for the farmer. "The landlord is cunning and powerful. How will you face him?" they whispered. But the farmer reassured them, "Victory belongs to those who trust in patience and wisdom, not pride." The atmosphere was tense, yet filled with curiosity. The landlord sat proudly on a chair, while the farmer stood humbly before him. It was time for the challenge to begin. The landlord raised his hand and asked in a loud voice, "Tell me, what is the greatest power in this world?" The crowd went silent, waiting for the farmer's reply. With a steady voice, the farmer said, "The greatest power is wisdom and knowledge. Money can vanish, but wisdom remains forever." The villagers clapped and nodded. The landlord's smile faded. He did not expect such a clear answer. The first round belonged to the farmer. The landlord, slightly nervous, asked again, "Tell me, how does true success come?" The farmer answered without hesitation, "Through patience and hard work. Those who are greedy for quick results always fail. Only the patient and hardworking succeed." The villagers cheered once more. The landlord wiped the sweat from his forehead. For the first time, doubt entered his heart. Angry and frustrated, the landlord tried a trick. "If I give you a chest of gold coins, will you bow before me and salute?" he asked mockingly. The farmer smiled and replied, "Respect is given only to those who have dignity and good character, not to gold or wealth." The villagers laughed loudly. The landlord's face turned red with embarrassment. His pride was breaking. Realizing he was losing, the landlord shouted, "I may have lost the questions, but I will not give you land." The villagers protested loudly. "No, A promise made in front of all must be kept, they cried. The farmer remained calm, while the landlord trembled with anger. The truth was clear. He had been defeated by wisdom. An elder from the village stepped forward. With a wise voice, he declared, "The contest was made before all. The farmer has answered with truth and wisdom. The landlord must honor his word." The villagers agreed. The landlord, ashamed, finally handed over part of his land to the farmer. The farmer bowed his head humbly and said, "This land is not my victory. It is the result of your arrogance." The farmer raised his hands and thanked God. He began working on the new land with joy. Villagers gathered around him and said, "Today we have learned that wisdom and hard work always win. Arrogance never lasts." The farmer replied softly, "True success is not in land or gold. It is in humility and patience." His words touched the hearts of many. The landlord, now sitting alone, reflected on his defeat. His pride had been broken. He whispered to himself, "Arrogance blinded me. Today, the farmer showed me the truth." Gathering courage, he went to the farmer and apologized. "Forgive me. I was wrong." The farmer smiled kindly and said, "I forgive you. Let us live as brothers, not rivals." From that day forward, the farmer and landlord began working together for the good of the village. They improved the fields, shared resources, and helped the poor. The villagers rejoiced, for peace had returned. The lesson was clear. Unity built on wisdom was stronger than wealth built on pride. The farmer gathered the village children under a shady tree. He told them, "Always remember, success comes with patience, wisdom, and hard work. Never let pride rule your heart." The children clapped joyfully and promised to follow his advice. The farmer knew that these young hearts would carry his lesson into the future. The story of the wise farmer spread beyond the village. People admired how a poor man's wisdom defeated pride. The farmer continued to live humbly, working his land with gratitude. The villagers would often say, "It was not wealth but wisdom that won." And so, the tale of the wise farmer's victory became a timeless reminder. Arrogance falls, but patience and wisdom always rise.